Hey book friends, welcome back to another video. Welcome to a Friday Reads. It's been a while since I have made a Friday Reads video, but I really enjoy making them and I have read some books recently that I just really want to talk about. So in these videos, I tend to just talk a bit about books I have finished, books I'm currently reading, books that I'm thinking about picking up next. So that's what we'll be talking about in today's video. So hi, my name is Angie. Welcome to the channel if you're new here, or welcome back if you have been coming for a while. So if you like Friday Reads videos as much as I do, please consider giving the video a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel if you want to. But otherwise, let's hop in. Let's hop into what I have finished reading. I have two books that I have finished reading lately. The one that I'm most excited about has been this book. So I finished Mad Ship by Robin Hobb. Again, Robin Hobb books are very, very large and they are very good. I feel like if you are at all a character-driven reader, these books are so much fun. So this is the second book in the Live Ship Traders series. So the Live Ship Trader series is the second set of books in the larger world of the Robin Hobb books. And the first series being the Fitz series. So it starts with Assassin's Apprentice and it talks about Fitz, who is the bastard son of the king in waiting, who was dropped off at the castle gates when he was like 6 years old by his maternal grandfather, and then the prince in waiting abdicates the throne and moves to the countryside, and then Fitz is left to be raised by the stable master Burrich, and he just kind of goes from there until he catches the eye of the king, and the king decides to make him the royal assassin just because he has a unique placement. He has royal blood, but yet he has common people blood. So he is a very unique character, and you follow Fitz through the first three books, and then it switches to these books, and this is still within that realm, but it's a different town called Beantown, and it has to do with live ships and owning a live ship, and live ships being made of wizard wood, and they come alive after 3 generations have died on their decks. And these books follow the Vestrit family, who owns a live ship, but things kind of go wrong from there. There's pirates and sea serpents and so many things. So I'd say these books are definitely more fast-paced than the Fitz books, and you also get multiple perspectives. So with Fitz, you really kind of have that singular perspective, and here you're following multiple different characters, groups of characters, doing different things that are all interconnected, and it's very entertaining. And I really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to pick up the third book. I feel like it ended on a really interesting note, and I'm just not sure where it's going to go. And so I'm pretty sure I gave it 5 stars. I can't think why I would give it any less than that. At this point, I'm just so emotionally invested that even if I had some complaints, I still feel like I'm going to give it 5 stars. But, oh my gosh, I really enjoyed that book. Another book I finished was this book. So I read the second book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. It's called Crown of Midnight. These are kind of my books I pick up when I'm feeling stressed, when I'm feeling like I cannot handle anything. I cannot handle a hard plot line. I pick up these because they're not hard. They're very easygoing, and it follows this main character of Selena, who's this assassin who, in the first book, she's part of this competition to become the king's champion, and she meets Prince Dorian and the captain of the guard, and she forms relationships there, and you learn more about her. But these books are entertaining. They're not deep, and the writing's not great. But if you just want a story that can kind of take you away and just entertain you, and it's pretty fast-paced and just ridiculous things happen kind of all throughout this book, pick it up. I really have enjoyed it. It's been fun and exactly what I need during those time points when I just cannot pick up a historical fiction book, or I cannot pick up an emotional fantasy book. So these are great. These are just great. So those are the 2 books I have read lately. As for what I'm reading now, okay guys, this is really what I want to mostly talk to you about. I'm reading this book and I'm loving it. I did not expect to love this book this much. I just didn't know that much. I've seen this cover. I've heard about this book. It's not a new book. I mean, it is said to be kind of a modern day classic book. It's also said to be one of the first dark academia books, and I get it. It definitely is dark, set on a university campus. I love it. I have always been drawn to the idea of dark academia. I just haven't picked any up, and I'm so glad I started with this book. So this is about a group of friends on this like elite campus, and they're studying under this classics professor. So there's lots of Latin and Aristotle and Greek and all this stuff that is just kind of tossed around, and they are so very smart and elite and all this stuff, but there's kind of this dark undercurrent that is going on through this group, and it's told through the main character of Richard, who is the latecomer to this group. Like, he's new to the group and he has to learn what's going on with these other 5 people that have studied under this professor for a while, and there's some things going on. And I don't want to say any more than that, but it does start out like the first chapter, or maybe the first sentence, saying that one of their members was murdered. And then, oh my gosh, it's going from there. I have just been engrossed with this book. Like, I pick it up when I'm cooking dinner, things like that. Like, I just want to know what happens. And so that's all I have to say. I'm about halfway, pretty much exactly halfway in the book, and I will finish it soon just because I have to know. I have to know what is happening in this book. So I'm really enjoying that. Definitely has some fall vibes to it, so I'm loving it. Another book I have picked up, I have started, is Jade City by Fonda Lee, and I finally got the audiobook in, so I've been kind of listening to it and reading the book, and so it really pushed me to get started with this book. And I have heard so many people talk about this book, especially on different booktube fantasy channels. It's like an urban fantasy book, but it also feels very kind of like mafia-esque, clan wars, different things like that. So it's basically set on this island where there is Jade present, and Jade actually gives power to certain types of people, and these people can harness the jade and use it to strengthen them or make them jump faster, all these different things. But now there is this clash between these 2 families, basically. That's why it feels very mafia-esque, and they're just like infighting and trying to protect their territory and things like that. And you're following, at least in the very beginning, the No Peak family and their brothers, and how they're trying to run their family and protect their territory and all this stuff. And I'm not sure where it goes from there, but it's a 3-book series, so I'm at the very beginning of it. I made it 64 pages so far, but I am drawn in. It took me a little bit to get drawn in, but I'm really intrigued now by especially the dynamic between the brothers, and I'm also curious about kind of the other family involved in this saga story thing, so I'm enjoying it. It's been really fun so far. So those are the 2 books I'm currently reading. And I feel like I still have quite a few pages left in both of those books, so I don't think I'm going to be finishing them anytime soon. But I did grab a couple books off of my TBR. My October TBR is the one where I had my sister pick my TBR, and so I have some fun ones. So another book that I'm feeling like I really want to pick up next, and I think it's just because those 2 books feel a little heavier, is I want to pick up this one. So this is called Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. This sounds really good. It's the first book in a series. I believe it's kind of YA thriller type series, but it's also historical because it's set in the time of Jack the Ripper, and it's about this girl who is intrigued, like maybe a little too much intrigued with Jack the Ripper, and her father, I believe he either works for the police department or is part of the mortuary system or something like that. And so she has some extra details as to how he kills his victims and things like that, and it intrigues her, which just sounds a little bit weird, to be honest, but it just sounds so fun. I've heard good things. I think it'll be a fast book. It also just sounds like a good book to make sure I read in October. So this one is potentially next for picking up, and or this one. So really it comes down to my mood when I'm ready to pick my next read. If I want a big chunky book, then I will pick this up because I really want to continue in this world. And so this is Ship of Destiny by Robin Hobb, and it's the 3rd book in the Live Ship Trader series. So this finishes out this series, and there's so many questions I have from reading the first 2 books that I just really want answered. I want to know what's going to happen. I'm just not sure if I'm ready to pick up quite such a large book right now. So I'm kind of distracting myself with some of the other books on my TBR, but this book is calling to me. I'm just not really ready to pick it up quite yet. So those are the books on my radar that I finished and everything. But back to this one. Sorry, I'm bringing this back. If anybody's read this, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I mean, don't give me any spoilers because I'm just so intrigued. But I did not expect to like this book so much. I actually just filmed my end of the year book tag video where it asks, like, is there a book that you think will become a new favorite and kind of shock you at the end of the year? And this book has so far shocked me. I just don't know how they're going to land this plane. So yes, please comment down below if you've read this. I mean, it's not a new book. It was published in 1992. I just looked that up, and so odds are some of you have read this. Let me know if you have read it, what you think of it. I'm just like, I'm all over the place with this one. So anyway, but yeah, that is what I have. That's what I have for my Friday Reads video. I hope you liked it. I would love to know what you guys are currently reading. It's kind of fun to hear what people are in the middle of and what they're liking. So let me know that down below. But otherwise, guys, like the video if you liked it, and I will see you guys in the next book video. All right, have a wonderful day.